Thanksgiving was supposed to be peaceful for RayJ and Princess Love. A family dinner, the kids running around, maybe a few laughs after a rocky few years. But instead of carving a turkey, the only thing getting carved up that night was whatever was left of their relationship. Right in front of their children, their relatives, and half the internet.
I'm not like, ain't nobody taking my kids away from me on Thanksgiving, bro, on the down. They in my house. They making threats to me. What's up? What you trying to do? Take my kids?
I'm getting my kids.
Okay, take your kids. Watch how they cry. Take my kids because y'all drunk. Y'all want to drive drunk? Y'all want to drive drunk? Drive drunk. Drive drunk, princess.
Ray, you just
drive drunk.
You just pointed at.
Drive drunk.
You just pointed at.
Drive drunk, princess. Go ahead. You want to take my kids? You and your drunk cousin? Because y'all drunk as and y'all alcoholics? Take my kids then. Go ahead. Who's gonna drive? Tony, he's been drinking too.
I'm not driving.
Who's been driving? Everybody? I didn't point nothing at y'all. I didn't point nothing at y'all. Yeah, whatever.
You pointed at.
Why you waking my daughter up?
You pointed at.
Why did you just wake my daughter? Why did you just wake my daughter up?
All I wanted to do was have a good Thanksgiving.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
Ray.
Because you selfish.
Delusional.
You're drunk.
You're a woman. You're delusional.
I'm a woman. That's
yes,
what drunk
you
people
are.
say. Like you're taking my daughter?
Grow the up.
All right,
seriously.
cool.
You need to.
You're not taking my son.
Ray.
Like I know you're not taking my son. Hey, don't
touch.
Hold on, bro. I swear to God, I'll out of you. Shoot in my house. In my house. Yeah, bro. I right now. Take my son. No. I hate you on the. Bro, get the family. Nah, get the out of here. You do it in my house. Hey. Bro, stop, dog. Stop.
Once the video leaked, it started like any other holiday evening. Princess had posted earlier that week about gratitude and grace, showing matching pajamas laid out for the kids. RayJ had gone live earlier that day, flashing his usual grin, promising it would be family time only. Everyone thought maybe, just maybe, they were finally in a calm phase. They'd already filed for divorce twice and called it off. They'd argued on reality TV, made up on red carpets, broken up again, and somehow always circled back like magnets that couldn't decide if they were meant to attract or explode.
Okay, so, hold on. I've been like staying off of social media and just like protecting my peace. But what I'm not about to do is let him deflect and make it about me. And make it seem like I was drunk or it was all my fault. That is not the case. Oh my gosh. I went to his house. First of all, I just moved into my new house, but I went to his house with the kids because I wanted the kids to have a good Thanksgiving with their dad. He's been gone for a month. Hasn't seen them, hasn't called them. He wanted to spend Thanksgiving with his kids. So I said, me and my cousin and my cousin's husband went over.
But what happened that night made all their past arguments look like child's play. People who were there said the tension was thick even before dinner started. There had been drinks, probably too many. Cousins were talking loud, music playing, kids running up and down the hallway. But somewhere between the laughter and the late night noise, something flipped. The words got sharp, voices rose, and what started as a normal family disagreement turned into a full-blown showdown.
There with my kids and her 3 kids, and we were prepping to cook the food for Thanksgiving. And I told him before I went over there, don't start nothing or I will take the food and I will continue cooking at my house. I honestly don't know why I keep thinking we can just co-parent and be cordial with each other.
Princess accused RayJ of getting aggressive when she said she was leaving with the kids. He didn't want her to go. He claimed she and her cousin had been drinking and weren't in any condition to drive. But Princess wasn't having it. She wanted to take her children and leave, period. From there, the argument spiraled fast. Neighbors said they could hear shouting through the walls. A man yelling about not taking his kids. A woman screaming about calling the cops. One person said they thought they heard something about a gun. And that's when it got terrifying.
Listen, I'm gonna say this because I'm not gonna let the story go to where it don't supposed to go. You in my house, we're having an argument, all right? We grown-ups. If you wanna leave, leave. The kids is upstairs sleeping in my bed. You wanna go upstairs and take the kids, wake them up into this grown-up argument which shouldn't have happened. Instead of letting them sleep, you want to snatch her and take her with you. Then you got a dude coming in my bedroom where my kids is asleep and they're trying to get in my bed and take my kids because all of y'all are drunk. Y'all can't drive with these kids drunk. I'm not letting that happen. This dude is coming in my room, getting in my bed to take my kid. I'm going to defend my kids and I'm gonna defend my space. And now, when they called the police, no problem. I'm sure the police gonna come and understand what I'm going through.
According to Princess, RayJ reached for something and pointed it at her and her cousin while the kids were still in the house. The recording that surfaced later caught pieces of the chaos. His voice booming through the background, her trying to talk over him. Both of them too far gone in emotion to even realize how dangerous it was getting. It wasn't just a fight, it was panic.
I go to jail. I'm in my bedroom. They're in there snatching my kids out of the bed while they're asleep, and they're waking up yelling and screaming and crying. A dude is getting my kid out of the bed, bro. I'm going for mine. For my kids, I'm going to double down on that. Y'all can't do that. But you know what? It is what it is. I love my kids. I'm not playing about my kids, and that's it. That's it. I'm in my house, y'all in my bedroom, taking my kids out of the bed at 4 in the morning with a man, with you, in my bedroom. I don't know what else I would have done. I showed self-control. I didn't touch Princess, I didn't touch nobody until the nigga started trying to get in the bed and snatch my kid. That's a whole nother thing, man. I'm in my house. I hate that this shit happened.
In the clip, you can hear RayJ insisting he didn't pull anything, shouting that he was only trying to stop them from leaving because they'd been drinking. But Princess's voice shakes with fear as she argues back, saying she saw him point it. The back and forth is chilling. Two people trapped in a storm of anger, accusation, and heartbreak, while their little girl's voice can be faintly heard in the background, crying as she wakes up to the sound of her parents screaming. That's when Princess snaps and demands to call the police. RayJ keeps yelling that she's delusional, that she's drunk, that she's not taking his daughter. It's the kind of argument that makes you forget they were ever in love, the kind that exposes the cracks everyone pretends aren't there until they can't be hidden anymore. And if this sounds bad now, remember, this isn't the first time these two have gone to war. Their relationship has always been messy in public. Back in 2019, Princess went live from a hotel room in Las Vegas claiming RayJ left her and their daughter stranded while she was pregnant. That moment became infamous, with fans flooding her comments begging her to walk away. But she didn't. They made up, renewed their vows on love and hip-hop, and for a while, it looked like they were really working through it. Then came 2020, the year of multiple divorce filings. 1 minute, Princess was done. The next, RayJ was on talk shows saying he still loved her. They had a history of airing everything out for the world to see, then pretending it was all love again. But what happened this Thanksgiving wasn't TV drama. It was real life, raw, and dangerous. By the time police reportedly arrived, the house had gone quiet. The kids were taken out of the room and everyone tried to piece together what had actually happened. But how do you explain that? How do you explain to a child why mom and dad are screaming? Why dad's being asked about a gun? Why everyone's crying on Thanksgiving? People close to the couple said Princess has been done for months but still tries to keep things cordial for the kids. RayJ, on the other hand, has been acting off lately. Erratic behavior, wild social media rants, late-night videos that have fans worried about his mental health. Earlier this year, he even went live talking about being tired of fake love. and people using his name. A lot of folks brushed it off, but now it's starting to look like those posts were signs of something unraveling. And while Princess might have been emotional that night, the one thing nobody can deny is that she sounded scared. And fear like that doesn't come out of nowhere. It's heartbreaking because they've come so far just to fall apart again. This was supposed to be the year they got it right. A fresh start, co-parenting peace, stability for the kids. But instead, they ended up giving the internet another chapter of chaos. Now, fans are divided. Some say RayJ was just trying to stop a dangerous situation, that he didn't actually pull anything, just got caught in the heat of the moment. Others say there's no excuse, that Princess wouldn't have reacted like that if she didn't feel threatened. And considering how many women in the industry have come forward over the years saying they've been dismissed for overreacting, a lot of people are choosing to believe her. But the scariest part isn't who's right or wrong. It's that their daughter and son were there to see it all. No amount of fame or followers can erase that memory. And now the question hanging over everything is what happens next. Will Princess press charges? Will RayJ go public and try to clear his name? Or will this just become another chapter in their long, painful history of breaking up, making up, and breaking down all over again? What's clear is that this wasn't just an argument. It was a cry for help from both of them. And if someone doesn't step in soon, the next headline might not be about yelling. It might be about something much worse. By the next morning, Thanksgiving leftovers had gone cold. But the fallout from that argument was just beginning to heat up. What should have been a peaceful family morning turned into a public scandal overnight. The video had already started circulating on fan pages and gossip blogs before the sun was even up. The audio was muffled, shaky, and chaotic. But one thing was clear. This wasn't a couple having a little disagreement. This was something darker, heavier, and years in the making. Inside the house, sources say the tension lingered long after the shouting stopped. Princess was still crying, holding on to her daughter while trying to keep her calm. RayJ had stormed out to the backyard, pacing, mumbling about being misunderstood. And the relatives, the same family who had come together to celebrate gratitude, were left frozen in disbelief. Nobody knew whether to comfort, call someone, or just quietly gather their things and leave. By the time the police were called, emotions had reached a dangerous peak. Officers reportedly separated everyone and began asking questions about what really happened, whether a gun had been drawn, whether anyone had been drinking, whether the children were safe. And that's when the real contradictions started showing. RayJ told the responding officers that he only wanted to stop Princess and her cousin from driving away drunk with the kids. He said it was about safety, not control. But Princess, visibly shaken, told them she saw him reach for a gun and point it. That's what made her panic, what made her yell for someone to call 911. The moment that terrified her wasn't just about words. It was about feeling trapped, feeling unsafe in what was supposed to be her home. The officers didn't find the weapon during the first sweep, and by then, both sides were too emotional to cooperate fully. They took statements, advised everyone to calm down, and left with a warning for things to cool off. But you can't cool off a situation that's been simmering for years. You can only hide the heat for so long before it burns through. And for RayJ and Princess, that fire has always been there. Their entire love story has been one long cycle of passion and pain. They first met in the early 2000s, back when RayJ was still deep in his Hollywood wild boy phase. Club appearances, reality TV antics, and endless headlines about his personal life. Princess, the soft-spoken beauty who seemed to ground him, became the calm in his chaos. At least that's how it looked in the beginning. But anyone who's followed their journey knows the calm never lasted. Fights, makeups, cheating rumors, their relationship has been a highlight reel of emotional extremes. When they joined Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, their arguments became part of the entertainment, televised for millions. Fans laughed, reacted, picked sides, and forgot that behind those scenes were two people genuinely falling apart. Even after marriage, the turbulence didn't stop. Princess publicly accused him of abandoning her while pregnant, of disappearing to Vegas with his boys while she sat in a hotel crying. RayJ later apologized and said he was just trying to get space, but the damage was already done. Their marriage started to feel like a performance. One week they were smiling on red carpets, the next they were unfollowing each other on Instagram, and every time they tried to fix it, something bigger broke. Fast forward to 2025, and you'd think time would have matured them, that parenting would have softened the edges. But that Thanksgiving video shows that nothing had really changed. The same triggers, the same pride, the same lack of control. RayJ still lashes out when he feels disrespected. Princess still shuts down when she feels unheard. They talk at each other instead of to each other. And the result is always the same: chaos. The internet didn't waste time dissecting it either. Within hours, hashtags were trending. Pray for Princess. RayJ needs help. Toxic love. Clips of RayJ shouting about drunk driving were being re-edited into memes. while others were demanding that Princess finally walk away for good. Fans pointed out how eerily similar this situation felt to old footage of them fighting on Love and Hip Hop, except now, there were children in the middle. And then came the real bombshell. Someone who claimed to be at the house that night went live, saying that RayJ had been drinking too. According to that witness, everyone had been having shots after dinner. So when he accused Princess and her cousin of being drunk, it wasn't exactly fair. He wasn't sober either. That revelation sent the internet into another tailspin, because if that's true, then his justification for stopping her from leaving doesn't hold up at all. It becomes less about protection and more about control. Meanwhile, Princess has reportedly taken the kids and left the house. She's been staying quiet. No Instagram lives, no tweets, no public statements. But her silence says more than words ever could. Fans noticed she deleted a few old posts of her and RayJ, the ones where they looked happy. And that's when people started whispering that this might finally be the end. Not a temporary break, not another they'll get back together moment, but the final curtain on a love story that's run out of chances. RayJ, on the other hand, seems to be spiraling. The morning after the incident, he posted a cryptic story. A black screen with the words, "I'm not the villain," and then deleted it minutes later. Later that same day, he went live briefly, insisting that everything's fine and that people were blowing things out of proportion. But his face told a different story. His voice was shaky and his energy was all over the place. You could tell he was trying to convince himself as much as everyone else that he had it under control. But the truth is, RayJ hasn't had control in a long time. People close to him have been quietly saying for months that he's been struggling mentally, that the pressure of fame, finances, and family drama has been weighing on him, that his late-night social media rants and erratic behavior weren't random. They were warning signs. Even Brandy, his sister, has hinted in interviews that she wishes he'd slow down and focus on peace. Now, that wish seems more urgent than ever. This Thanksgiving meltdown wasn't just a random fight. It was a breaking point. Years of resentment, disappointment, and exhaustion all boiling over at once. And when you add alcohol, pride, and two strong personalities who refuse to back down, the result is explosive. Fans have been debating for days who's really at fault. Some say Princess has been poking the bear, knowing how volatile he gets. Others say RayJ has crossed every line there is to cross and needs real help, not another apology tour. But the truth probably lies somewhere in between. Two people who once loved each other so hard that they forgot how to coexist without chaos. And the saddest part, their kids are growing up in the middle of it. Little Melody and Epic are too young to understand what's really happening, but they can feel it. The yelling, the tension, the broken promises. That's the pot that's going to last longer than any internet drama. By the end of the week, reports were saying that Princess had filed a police report for documentation. No arrests have been made yet, but she wants something on record, just in case things escalate again. And considering how unpredictable this relationship has been, everyone's holding their breath, waiting for the next chapter to unfold. But one thing's for sure, whatever happens next, this Thanksgiving will forever be remembered not for gratitude, but for the moment RayJ and Princess Love's long, complicated love story finally collapsed under its own weight. By the time the weekend rolled around, the Thanksgiving chaos between RayJ and Princess Love had gone from a private nightmare to a national headline. Every major gossip page had clips, every fan account was dissecting the audio, and every talk show was debating the same question. Has RayJ finally gone too far? In the 48 hours that followed the blow-up, both Ray and Princess went silent. No public statements, no lives, no interviews. But silence doesn't mean peace. Insiders close to both sides started whispering to blogs, and that's when the full picture of what happened began to unfold. Apparently, the night started calm. They'd been trying to co-parent peacefully after months of tension, splitting holidays, showing up for their kids, and avoiding drama in public. Princess even told a friend she wanted this Thanksgiving to be normal. But things never stayed normal for long with them. According to that same source, it was a combination of alcohol, ego, and old wounds that set everything off. One small argument about leaving turned into a full emotional eruption, one that shattered whatever truths they'd been holding on to. Once the video leaked, people started noticing details they hadn't before. Princess's voice trembling, RayJ shouting over her, the sound of their daughter crying in the background. The moment he says, "Y'all drunk," and she replies, "You just pointed it," became the most replayed clip on the internet. Fans froze the footage, slowed it down, enhanced the audio, the whole CSI treatment, trying to figure out who was telling the truth. But the reality is, it almost doesn't matter who was. The image of a father yelling while his children cried in the next room was enough to stain his reputation permanently. Industry friends started distancing themselves fast. Artists who've worked with RayJ before suddenly stopped liking his posts. Brandy, who usually defends him even when he's wrong, posted a simple message on her story. Protect the kids. That's all that matters. Fans took that as a subtle but powerful statement. She wasn't defending her brother this time. Meanwhile, Princess was quietly moving behind the scenes. Sources claim she packed up her things and took the kids to her mother's house in Las Vegas. She's done this before, but this time, it feels different. There's no sign of reconciliation, no passive-aggressive co-parenting captions, just total, chilling silence. Those close to her say she's emotionally exhausted, not angry, just numb. One friend said she's tired of surviving love stories that almost work. She's ready to stop surviving and start living. It's not just heartbreak, it's trauma catching up. As the video continued to go viral, people began pulling up RayJ's long history of emotional blow-ups. That Vegas incident back in 2019 when Princess accused him of leaving her pregnant and stranded resurfaced. So did clips from Love and Hip Hop, where he'd lose his temper, storm out, or gaslight her mid-scene. It painted a pattern that fans couldn't ignore anymore. And then came a detail that took the whole thing to another level. In one moment of the recording that hadn't been widely shared before, you can hear RayJ yelling something at another man, threatening to shoot him. It's faint, but it's there. You can hear him saying, "I swear to God, I'll shoot you." That line was enough to turn a domestic argument into a potential criminal situation. Lawyers, PR experts, and even activists started weighing in online. Some called it a cry for help. Others said it's time for the industry to stop enabling men like RayJ, the ones who can't control their emotions but keep getting chances because of nostalgia and name recognition. People began drawing comparisons between this and other celebrity meltdowns, Kanye, Blueface, Tory Lanez, each time asking how far it has to go before someone steps in. Because when there are kids involved, the story stops being entertainment and starts being a warning. For RayJ, the fallout hit fast. Deals he had lined up, small brand partnerships, an appearance at an upcoming event, quietly disappeared. Executives don't like mess, especially the kind that comes with potential police reports. Insiders said his team is scrambling to manage the narrative, trying to claim it was all a misunderstanding blown out of proportion. But the internet doesn't forget, and this time, the footage speaks louder than any PR spin. Meanwhile, Princess's supporters have turned the whole situation into a movement. Her fans are flooding her old photos with comments like, "You deserve peace," and "Don't go back this time." It's like the world has collectively decided to draw the line for her, because everyone's seen this movie before, and the ending never changes. But here's the haunting part. Even after everything, RayJ still seems to think he can fix it. He's been posting subtle messages about family, redemption, and forgiveness. He even liked one post that said, "A real man protects his home, not destroys it." Fans called it tone deaf, saying he needs accountability, not sympathy. And yet, deep down, there's something tragic about it all. RayJ has always wanted to be seen as more than Brandy's little brother, more than the guy from that infamous tape, more than a punchline. He wanted legacy. But legacy and peace don't live in the same house as chaos. You can't build a family on fear, and you can't raise kids in a battlefield. Princess knows that now. She's seen this pattern too many times to believe it'll change. The quiet after the storm isn't calm, it's calculation. She's figuring out her next move carefully this time, not emotionally. Friends say she's been speaking to a lawyer privately and documenting everything. Not to attack him, but to protect herself and her children if things ever escalate again. For fans who've followed them since the beginning, it's bittersweet. Once upon a time, people rooted for them. They were the couple that couldn't stay apart, the love story that refused to die. But now, even the die-hard fans are saying enough is enough. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. It's not a love story anymore. It's a cautionary tale. And that's exactly what it feels like. A tragic reminder of what happens when two people mistake chaos for passion, when ego becomes louder than empathy, when ride or die turns into barely surviving. As for what's next, all signs point to a permanent split. Insiders claim Princess plans to file for full custody. RayJ's camp says he'll fight for joint rights. But no matter how the legal side shakes out, something much deeper has already been lost. The trust, the respect, the possibility of peace. Hollywood couples break up all the time. But what makes this one sting is how public it's always been. We've watched them fall in love, fight, reconcile, and crumble again, over and over. This time, though, the cracks are too deep to repair. RayJ once said in an old interview that family is forever. But forever doesn't always mean together. And as fans continue replaying that Thanksgiving night video, one thing is clear. The image of a broken family will haunt his legacy more than any scandal he's ever faced before. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much money, fame, or talent you have, nothing's more powerful than a moment when someone decides, enough. And that's where Princess Love seems to be now. Not bitter, not broken, just done.